Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph. I'm a radiology resident at UAB, and this year I'm trying to share one weekly update every week of 2025, so this is my first one. And the update is going to be talking about how I made this, which was an aspiration adapter. So the thought process behind it was basically I wanted to make something where you could aspirate with one hand. So if I can get it to focus real quick, basically you just press down like that and you have your thumb kind of on the side there. So just demonstrate that one more time. You have your thumb here, and you can just easily aspirate like that. So in contrast to what you would normally have to do to aspirate, which would be some version of like using your thumb or using like your hand, and this is just one-handed aspiration in particular. So, it's easy to do it like this. There's no issue. But when you have one hand, and I have pretty big hands, it's sometimes harder, even if you have like a 10 milliliter syringe. This is a 50 milliliter syringe, for instance. And so the way this works is you align the piece like that, and then it kind of snaps in down here. Make sure that aligns good up here. And then you have to make sure that these wings are kind of on the side like that. And so then you just put your hand like that, and then you can aspirate. So, wanted to just kind of go through my thought process behind this real quickly. So, this is the design in Fusion. Went through a couple different iterations, but the main goal was just to make something that was simple and fairly straightforward. If it was to be printed, it could also be manufactured relatively cheaply. And the first thing I did to get started with the design was just to model the syringe, or basically reverse engineer it so that I could have something to work off of. And after that, just started making different prototypes essentially. And to make this, I did a lot of different kind of modeling techniques. For those of you that are interested, kind of go back, step through real quick. So one thing that I thought I made a pretty good use of was the revolve feature. So all I did here was just make kind of the outer profile of the syringe, and then I revolved it here to get that basic shape. So you just select that and then do a revolve. And then I used a variety of kind of other techniques here. So to make this, I basically made a quarter of the design. So this is just like a spline. And then that's one thing that I think I try to do as much as I can is if something's symmetric, I try to just do the part that I need to do. So here I knew this was pretty symmetric, so I just made this 1/4 piece, and then I mirrored it here, and then I mirrored these two pieces to the other side, which made things a little bit quicker. So you'll see the mirror that direction, so I mirrored it across, and then I'm going to mirror that direction. So that's why it's important to try to kind of start at the origin so you can use those planes to mirror things around. And then here, basically just used a side profile to design this, and then again I only made this one piece, as you can see here, and then I just patterned it in a circle, so pretty straightforward. And then after that I just made, the plunger part down here using some similar techniques. And so then I started to make the first assist, or kind of prototype, and some of these might not be in the exact order that I made them because I would go back and forth from time to time. So if I show this, this was essentially just to try to kind of get an idea of how things would fit. And I thought initially that I would have this little like spring mechanism here. So this was kind of one of the main bodies where you could kind of pinch it on the side and maybe it would snap into place where it could hold the things in position. So that didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. So then I designed some other models. So I think the next one was, like a gun device where you could kind of slot the syringe into place. So this was another one I did, and it worked okay. It was just really bulky, so decided to try to basically make it a little more straightforward and simple. And this is not like the best modeling technique. This was just me, instead of drawing things out and things like that, I just usually just model it in Fusion because I'm pretty quick at it now. And this was making another version of the gun to try to kind of make it a little more streamlined. Let's see the end of that. So this also wasn't a decent design, but again, it was kind of clunky because you had two pieces, and again, pretty big overall compared to what I ended up with at the end. So moved on from that into eventually having this design. And at one point, this was 2 pieces. This was like an opening. And then I realized I could just make it where it could snap into place. So just trying to simplify again so that it would be as straightforward as possible. Having 2 pieces, you could lose a piece. So I ended up just making this a snap-on situation. So another thing I wanted to mention here was just how I make the snap-on, because that was something that when I was first getting started, it took me a while to figure out. Like it's really not that complicated when you think about it. So the way I do it, which there's a lot of different ways to do this, but just draw a vertical line. You can use horizontal, vertical, and so I'll just make like another version of it over here. But you can imagine this being in the center, and then you make it horizontal and vertical here, and it's already horizontal and vertical since it basically auto did that. And I'm just going to dimension it so that everything's similar, just to give a demonstration. And then I'm going to make this horizontal and vertical so that it doesn't move around, and then you'll see it's black, so it's in the right spot now. And one thing I should have done that I didn't do on that one is to make this into a construction line. So if you just click X, you can change it to a construction line. And then I'm going to click L again to make another line. And then I'm just going to dimension here. I think I did 35 degrees, and then I'm going to make another line to the other side, and then dimension this the same as this. So that just made those equal. So if I change this one to something like 30, the other side will update. And you can also do, I did it 70 and 35, which is the same end result, just a different technique. Okay, so that's how you do that, and then you can just project these out if you can't extrude that. So that's just a little tip that I thought I would share, because at one point I thought that was kind of complicated. And as far as the angles to use, I think it's really kind of a guess and check thing. 70 degrees seems to work pretty good, so I kind of start there. But depending on how big your circle is, or your ring structure, how thick your walls are, what type of material you're using, there's a lot of variables. So a lot of times I just try some different sizes and see what works. So that is that. And yeah, so I think the end result was pretty good, but my kind of ending thoughts on the usability of it, I had some different comments on the short form video about how I shouldn't have released this because I should have gotten a preliminary patent, blah blah blah, all these things. And in general, administrators at the hospital, they're trying to reduce cost, and adding something like this, while it might be helpful to some people, it's probably one of those situations where it's not helpful enough to justify using, really, and especially just having all these extra costs, and then extra just like having the right piece, because this is 50 milliliter syringe, there'll be a different one for a 10 milliliter. Unless you change the whole syringe design, I don't really think that it's probably worth the extra effort. And so overall, I don't really think this is going to go anywhere, but it was a fun project, and I thought that it was something that would be fun to share, and it was a nice challenge to try to make something kind of simple and practical, but also something that would be functional in the right setting. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.